In today's screencast, we're going to look at the validation and how it's being handled. If you remember, this is the code from the previous screencast. So we just have the create post, name, topic, and the save button. And if we go to the controller, post controller, we see that we have some basic validation here. So we're making sure that the name is required and it's a string and minimum 10 characters, and the topic must be required and a string. So if we go back and make a validation mistake, so for example, I type in only 4 characters and whatever here, we run save, you can see that we have this nice red toast. So how is this being handled? Because if you remember inside the form component, the post component, we had no code for validation. So we're just constructing the URL, this.api posts, and then .post data, and then the callback function, we're just running the success, nothing for errors. So if you wanna know how all of this is happening, we should just go to the API service. So api.service.js. This is where we're creating a rectangular service, which we named API, and then we're setting the base URL and we're setting an error interceptor. So this is a function that gets called every time there's an error, and we're checking if the response status is 422. So let me show you 422 here. If I run it with validation errors, we get 422 unprocessable entity. You can also see it here in the network tab. So we get all of this information from Laravel. We also get that the name must be at least 10 characters. So in the error interceptor, if there was a 422 error, we're looping over all the errors, but then only showing the first one by doing a return and then toast service.error of the first error message. So that's the trick behind it. And now this is going to save you a lot of boilerplate code, because you don't have to worry about validations over and over again. But then if for a specific scenario you have to handle errors in a different way, you can just pass in a second function for the then. So the first one is a success function, and the second one is an optional error function, and then you can handle the error manually. So that's very handy. And all of this is actually possible because we are mainly using response macros. So if you notice the syntax response success, and you can also use the error function. So all of this is inside the response macro service provider that we created. So we have one for success and we have one for error, which is also in line with validations, with the return type of the validation. If you want to know more about this, I have a blog post about it. I will link to it in the comments so you can take a look. I hope you enjoyed the screencast, and you should be looking forward for the next release, version 3.2, which is coming very soon. Thank you.